Hello YouTube, my name is Scott Perdue. I'm an Amazon author of over 100 books, tons of self-help books, tons of Christian books, tons of stuff online. Next time you're on Amazon, go to the search bar, type in my name, Scott Perdue, pull up some of those wonderful books, buy a couple of them, get that wisdom into your life. It's life-changing stuff. Anyway, today I'm going to go over a book I'd recently written called Be Fruitful and Multiply, a biblical guide to family planning and parenthood. Today's lesson is about historical examples of biblical families. Introduction. The Bible is rich with narratives about families, providing valuable insights into God's design for family life and the experiences of notable biblical figures. From the creation of Adam and Eve to the patriarchal family of Abraham and Sarah, the scriptures offer examples of fertility, family size, and parenting within a faith-based framework. This report examines the lives of these families, highlighting their challenges and triumphs in adhering to God's command to be fruitful and multiply. Genesis 1:28. Adam and Eve, the first family. The story of Adam and Eve, the first family, sets the foundation for understanding God's intention for marriage, fertility, and parenting. Created by God and placed in the Garden of Eden, Adam and Eve were given the mandate to populate the earth, creation and command. In Genesis 1:27 through 28, it is written, "So God created man in his own image. In the image of God he created him. Male and female he created them. And then God blessed them. And God said to them, Be fruitful and multiply. Fill the earth and subdue it. Have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the birds of the air, and over every living thing that moves on the earth." This command highlights God's intention for humanity to reproduce and fill the earth, establishing the importance of family from the very beginning. Challenges and consequences. The story of Adam and Eve also illustrates the challenges and consequences that can arise within a family. After disobeying God's command by eating from the tree of knowledge of good and evil, Adam and Eve faced significant consequences, including pain in childbirth and the hardship of labor. Genesis 3:16 through 19. These consequences impacted their family life, introducing suffering and toil into the human experience. Despite these challenges, Adam and Eve went to have children, including Cain, Abel, and Seth. Their story demonstrates the complexity of family dynamics, including sibling rivalry and conflict. As seen in the tragic account of Cain and Abel, Genesis 4:1 through 16, through these narratives, the Bible provides a realistic portrayal of the joys and difficulties inherent in family life. Abraham and Sarah, the family of promise. Abraham and Sarah's family is one of the most significant in the Bible, representing God's covenant promise to make Abraham the father of a great nation. Their experiences with fertility, family size, and parenting offer profound lessons on faith, patience, and God's faithfulness. The promise and the struggle. God's promise to Abraham is first mentioned in Genesis 12:2 through 3, where he says, "I will make you a great nation. I will bless you and make your name great, and you shall be a blessing. I will bless those who bless you, and I will curse him who curses you, and in you all the families of the earth shall be blessed." This promise was reiterated multiple times, emphasizing the importance of Abraham's descendants in God's plan. However, Abraham and Sarah faced significant struggles with fertility. Sarah was barren, and this challenge tested their faith and patience. In Genesis 15:2 and 3, Abraham expresses his concerns to God, saying, "Lord God, what will you give me, seeing I go childless? And the heir of my house is Eliezer of Damascus." God's response assured Abraham that his descendants would be as numerous as the stars. Genesis 15:4 through 5. The birth of Isaac. After many years of waiting and even resorting to human solutions such as having a child with Hagar, Sarah's maidservant, God's promise was fulfilled with the miraculous birth of Isaac. Genesis 21:1 through 3 records, "And the Lord visited Sarah as he had said, and the Lord did for Sarah as he had spoken. For Sarah conceived and bore Abraham a son in his old age, and at the set time of which God had spoken to him, and Abraham called the name of his son who was born to him, whom Sarah bore to him, Isaac." Isaac's birth was a testament of God's faithfulness and power. Abraham and Sarah's story emphasizes the importance of trusting in God's timing and promises, even in the face of seemingly insurmountable obstacles. Parenting and legacy. Abraham and Sarah's parenting journey was marked by trials in faith. One of the most significant tests came when God commanded Abraham to sacrifice Isaac, a command that tested Abraham's obedience and trust in God. Genesis 22, 1 through 2 states, "How it came to pass after these things that God tested Abraham and said to him, Abraham, and he said, Here I am. Then he said, Take now your son, your only son, Isaac, whom you love, and go to the land of Moriah, and offer him there as a burnt offering on one of the mountains on which I shall tell you." Abraham's willingness to obey demonstrated his unwavering faith, and God ultimately provided a ram as a substitute for Isaac. Genesis 22, 12 through 14. This event not only solidified Abraham's legacy as a man of faith, but also reinforced the principle of trusting in God's provision and plan. Isaac and Rebekah, continuing the covenant. Isaac and Rebekah's family continued the covenant promise made by Abraham. Their experiences with fertility and parenting provide further insights into the dynamics of biblical family life. Marriage and fertility challenges. Isaac and Rebekah's marriage was orchestrated by God. As Abraham sent his servant to find a wife for Isaac from his homeland, Genesis 24:67 records, then Isaac brought her into his mother Sarah's tent, and he took Rebekah, and she became his wife, and he loved her. So Isaac was comforted after his mother's death. Despite this divinely orchestrated marriage, Isaac and Rebekah faced fertility challenges. Similar to Abraham and Sarah, Genesis 25:21 states, "Now Isaac pleaded with the Lord for his wife, because she was barren, and the Lord granted his plea, and Rebekah his wife conceived." This verse highlights the importance of prayer and dependence on God in times of difficulty. The birth of Esau and Jacob. Rebekah's pregnancy was marked by a divine revelation about the future of her children. Genesis 25:22 through 23 recounts, "But the children struggled together within her, and she said, If all is well, why am I like this? So she went to inquire of the Lord, and the Lord said to her, 2 nations are in your womb. 2 peoples shall be separated from your body. One people shall be stronger than the other, and the older shall serve the younger." The birth of Esau and Jacob introduced sibling rivalry and parental favoritism into their family dynamic. Isaac favored Esau, while Rebekah favored Jacob, leading to significant family conflict and deception. Genesis 27, despite these challenges, God's sovereign plan prevailed with Jacob, becoming the heir to the covenant promises. Jacob and his 12 sons, the formation of a nation. Jacob later named Israel is central figure in the biblical narrative. With his 12 sons forming the 12 tribes of Israel, Jacob's family life was marked by complexity, conflict, and ultimately the fulfillment of God's promises. Marriages and family dynamics. Jacob's marriages to Leah and Rachel, along with his relationships with her maidservants, Zilpah and Bilhah, resulted in the birth of 12 sons and 1 daughter. These relationships were fraught with tension and competition, as seen in the rivalry between Leah and Rachel for Jacob's affection and the status of their children, Genesis 29 through 30. Despite the challenges, Jacob's family grew, fulfilling God's promise of a multitude of descendants. Genesis 35:23 to 26 lists Jacob's 12 sons, each of whom would become the patriarch of one of the tribes of Israel. Parenting challenges. Jacob's favoritism towards Joseph, the son of his beloved wife Rachel, led to significant family conflict. Genesis 37:3 through 4 states, "Now Israel loved Joseph more than all of his children, because he was the son of his old age. He also made him a tunic of many colors. But when his brothers saw that their father loved him more than all the brothers, they hated him and could not speak peacefully to him." This favoritism resulted in Joseph's brothers selling him into slavery, an act that ultimately led to Joseph's rise in power in Egypt and the preservation of his family during the famine. Genesis 37 through 50. Despite this dysfunction and betrayal, God used these events to fulfill his promises, demonstrating his sovereignty and redemptive plan. Conclusion to this video and lesson. The stories of Adam and Eve, Abraham and Sarah, Isaac and Rebekah, and Jacob, and his 12 sons provide the rich insights into the complexities of biblical family life. These narratives highlight the importance of faith, obedience, and trust in God's promises. Even amidst challenges and imperfections, by examining these historical examples, believers can gain a deeper understanding of God's design for family and the principles of fertility, family size, and parenting within a biblical framework. The command to be fruitful, multiply is a reoccurring theme in these stories, underscoring the significance of family in God's plan. Through the experiences of these notable biblical families, we see the interplay of human frailty and divine faithfulness, offering timeless lessons for contemporary believers seeking to navigate the complexities of family life in accordance with God's will. All right, that concludes this video, this lesson today. Thank you for following me through the video. Please like it, subscribe to the channel. It's a 10-part series, 10 videos. You want to see the rest of them. It's a great lesson, great 10 lessons ahead of you. Next time you're on Amazon, though, type in on the search bar, my name's Scott Perdue. Pull up some of those books, buy a couple of them. There's great wisdom for you there, life-changing stuff. Anyway, get some of those right away. Again, thank you for following me through the video today. Have a blessed and wonderful day.